Hey, what's up? Before I go into next the hackathon I'm going to next week, I kind of wanted to talk about something I've been thinking about for a while now. So for a while now, I've been into world models, spatial intelligence, all that. But my issue has been I really want an internship this summer. But most internships aren't really spatial intelligence focused, at least for undergrad students. They're more so along the lines of SWE, AI applications, AI security, data science, data engineering, stuff along those lines. So when it comes to world models and spatial intelligence, even with companies like NVIDIA, you don't really see any undergrad roles. But it just clocked to me recently that since it's less of a since it's more like I don't know say new, but I think it's more of a in the research phase now. I think that's the case. I think instead of looking for more general company pages, I think I should be more looking at research labs and like emailing people, which I think is nicer to me because I don't like mass applying. It's the most annoying thing ever because everyone uses a different platform. The questions are the same but slightly vary, so it's like something you can get tripped up. But I think if you just email to professors, I can do that simply. And the more I build and the more work I do, maybe that helps my chances, so we'll see. But with next hacks, that's going on next week. I'm going to be going, God willing. What my team and I are thinking is we're going to do a world model project. But since we haven't worked with VR or 3D worlds or Gaussian splats, we're going to stick to 2D. And since it's 2D, maybe one of the best things to do is Godot. Godot is a game engine. It's used to make different 2D games, 3D games as well, but 2D platformers. And since it's Godot, and since we want to really work on the Rome sponsored track, Rome is basically a world model startup that basically makes games for different situations. What we're thinking is that based on your mood, based on your emotional signals, it could change the game based on that data. So kind of like based on your mood will be the action. So based on your mood and the current state, it can predict the next state the world should be in to address that. So let's say you're in a very stressed mood, then likely the best thing to kind of reduce your stress is a more serene game, right? You probably like something, think, just to abstract a bit, think like, let's say you're very stressed, Animal Crossing will probably make you less stressed versus a game like, I don't know, Dead Cells, right? So stuff like that's the idea of what we're thinking. Obviously, it's not going to be as advanced as Dead Cells or Animal Crossing, but what could be is like simple 2D games, and you can change the way it works with maybe different game mechanics. So what I've been doing today is basically just confirming a lot of my theories. 'Cause I don't want to be surprised when I go to hackathon to say, oh, a fundamental theory I have for this project just doesn't hold true. So the theories I had, I think there's three. The theories I've had are one, and the Godot game engine, I can call an AI API to build code, like in runtime, build and execute code at runtime. And then two, actually two theories. And then two, I can have a world model predict what's the most likely next game that should be, what's the most likely next game that should address the user's mood. So right now I've confirmed the first theory. There was a bit of an issue to get it done because it was basically one of a cybersecurity issue. There's a cybersecurity issue known as remote code execution. The way it basically works is if you automatically execute code that's sent to your application, what can happen is a malware can be sent. So in the case of this project, if we were to automatically execute the code that Claude sends to the Godot project, and that can easily be malware and it can mess with my laptop or another user's laptop. So that was an issue to help. ChatGPT didn't want to help me use this. I had to go through like Grok or something. But eventually I was able to maneuver some stuff and get it done. So that theory has been confirmed. I can use the AI, and it's just a matter of making a better multi-agent system to do that. The next theory though is building a world model to kind of predict what the next game should be. I think this is more so, I don't know, I don't think it should be too advanced. I think logically or just intuitively, what I'm thinking is it just predicts. So you kind of have an orchestrated, you kind of have the orchestrated agent that basically decides what direction the game should go in. So it's more likely to build like a small model, maybe you could train it or something, where it's like, okay, based on this data, we found that these type of games, maybe a platformer is more for if you're bored, and then maybe like a button mashing game is for if you're stressed, something like that. We found that this type of games are more likely to do X. I think that could just be the role of the orchestrator agent. But I haven't confirmed that. I haven't done anything so far. I can't build up the project because that's not allowed. But what I'm doing is we're just doing these mini projects to better understand to better understand what we're working with here, because I don't want to be surprised when I get there. So I think after this video, I'm going to go back inside and basically try and confirm theory number 2 to see if that actually works. If it doesn't work, we might have to pivot. We also have to pivot from the music main thing to education. In terms of education and games, I think those are really 2 areas that work well together. I think this world model thing could easily be something like, oh, I'm a student, I really want to learn a topic through games, so it could be algebra, it could be Stroudner's equation, something like that, and then it creates these mini games that help you learn these topics, and that could be a really cool thing. You can easily see the impact from classrooms to workforce training, stuff like that could be really, really awesome. So we'll see. That's where I'm at right now. Not too much crazy stuff going on. It's been nice. For a while now, I've just been kind of doing like small demos of like, I guess, I don't even know what to talk about. I don't know what to call it, but like I'm trying to get into spatial intelligence research. So it's been like really small packets of like signed, distance, I even know, I forgot the acronym. What's like these small things, right? These different small things, and it's like been really, really tiring just because like writing these small batches of code, and it's like writing lines by line. But I think now I'm working on more medium projects. It's more fun, so I'm enjoying it. But besides that, I have nothing else to say, so have a great day.